work balance. Is just a myth or is it true?
What's a guilty pleasure that you have when you need to take a break from it all?
How do you set expectation? How do you set boundaries without coming across very masculine, very selfish, very attitude-like?
People are always going to try and sidetrack you for whatever reason. And you need to be very clear in your mind what you want and go and do it.
How do you handle societal expectations that say a woman must do it all? Family, career, self-care. Woman must do it all.
How do you refill your own cup when you feel drained?
Yes, in the morning you think I'm just listening to music. Now I'm listening to podcasts, driving to work.
Why do you work so much? Like, why can't you relax? And in my mind, they're telling me, okay, I need to focus on my work-life balance. But what does it actually mean? I don't understand what it means. And the reason I don't understand is because for me, I'm just doing me.
Yeah.
For me, I don't consider work. For me, I'm just doing what I love.
Welcome to the Power of Bold Living. My name is Aileen, and today we have the honor to introduce you to the Bold and Brilliant episode, where we're going to find what is the fire that drives us.
Yes. Welcome. I'm Cady, and we are excited to welcome two amazing guests this morning, which is Sulaika Kelly and Lucienne Lacle. We'll be diving into their experiences of having an executive position in the timeshare industry and being a product lead at AIB, and also a university teacher. Welcome, Sulaika and Lucienne. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Cady. I'm very happy, and I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor to be here spending the morning with you ladies. My name is Sulaika Kelly. I'm the president of the Timeshare Association, as well as the director of operations at the Playa Linda Beach Resort.
Hi, okay, my turn. Okay, so my name is Lucienne Lacle, and I am a product lead at AIB Bank. As well as recently, since January, I started a position as university teacher at University of Aruba. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I am teaching the course Software Project Management in the system program, which is a relatively new program for the University of Aruba. This is the third or the fourth year of the program. So. Wow. I'm very happy to be here. So thank you, Cady and Aileen, for the invite. So let's make the best out of it.
Yes, we are so excited to have you guys here. So today we're going to be entering into the topic, diving a little bit more into the topic, work balance. Is just a myth or is it true? So let's get started. We have some questions, and then we're going to go and have the conversation on top of it. So our first question will be, Sulaika, I'm going to start with you. How do you balance ambition, leadership, and professional well-being, or is balance just an illusion?
I don't know. I think there must be balance in my perspective. I'm a mother of two, Noah and Dex. And I don't think that I could progress in my career without the balance in terms of being a mother and an executive in a leadership role. So for me, you need to prioritize. You need to make sure that you have a planning. The most important thing when you have kids would be also your support system. So I do believe in balance. I also do believe that when you reach a certain path in your career, you must go the extra mile. So you must put in the work. It's not for granted. So you create your own balance, if I may, and it's important because working nonstop is also not healthy. You need to take a step back to also reinvent yourself and come up with new ideas. And in my case, also playing the role of being a mother, which is a very important part of my life. And therefore, I would say it's not a myth.
Yeah. Okay. And Lucienne, how about you? Because I know you have a different perspective on this, and you have different roles in what you do. What do you think about this?
Yeah, so actually, I find this topic a very interesting topic because I write a lot on LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, like a lot of my posts are around work-life balance. I'm the type of person that I am single. I don't have a, no, I'm single. I don't have a boyfriend. That's the same thing.
You just put it out there twice.
So I'm single and I don't have any kids.
Anything, yeah.
So I have a lot of time to focus on myself, and that means that myself right now is defined by my work. So that's why a lot of the topics I write on LinkedIn are about work, but also in relation to work-life balance. Because a lot of people tell me, Lucienne, but why do you work so much? Like, why can't you relax? And in my mind, they're telling me, okay, I need to focus on my work-life balance. But what does it actually mean? I don't understand what it means. And the reason I don't understand is because for me, I'm just doing me.
Yeah.
For me, I don't consider work. For me, I'm just doing what I love.
Yes.
I'm enjoying it. And
Your hobbies
it's
and
my
everything in one.
Yeah, and I can
Literally.
relate with that. I can
Literally.
relate with that, Lucienne, because I do love my job so much, and everybody that knows me, they know that I love to work. Like
Same.
they say you're a workaholic, but it's just that I love it so
Same.
much.
Exactly.
So yeah, but the balance. How do you do with the balance?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have a balance yet, because I do think that work-life balance is a myth.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I have a balance, but I am happy.
I kind of agree with the balance part, because I feel like every time we're finding the balance, it's different. Because sometimes I find something new that I want to do, or something that it's not for me anymore. So it changes the whole, my schedule. So I feel like a balance doesn't really count, because it changes a lot. So I get it.
I think the difference is when you're a mom, you have to have a little bit of balance. In our case, we have to have that balance. So what I do is I wake up earlier, like I'm up at 5:15, and I start my day at that time. So most of the time I really go into what I'm going to do, or I start, I know it's not the best thing, but I start working. Sometimes because I need that time where I can really work, and then because I have to pick up my son a certain time, and then after that he has all his event. He has tennis, he has this, he has that. So I have to try to balance myself with my schedule and his schedule. So for me, I really do need a balance.
Work-life
Well, I
balance.
think it's also what I already said. You maybe it's not for some the correct word balance, but you would prioritize in some areas of your life. Let's say, okay, today I need to work from 7 to 7, but tomorrow I'm definitely gonna go and do my nails.
Yes.
You know, and I'm gonna plan that if you have a very busy agenda. I'm gonna plan that in my agenda. And okay, well, I haven't been to the beach for a while. Definitely, I'm gonna do this month. I'm gonna plan it in, and it's how you find. It's for every person. It's different.
Yeah,
Of course.
I do not believe in, okay, I'm gonna completely disconnect this week and I'm not gonna do anything past 5. For me, that doesn't exist.
No.
Yeah.
See.
So today you work a little bit more, and then tomorrow or the week after, it's a little bit less. So for me, it's finding my balance within the scope of being a mother.
I like that.
And also working as an executive within the timeshare industry, and also having other types of roles within the community as well.
Yeah.
See, I think for me, why I'm struggling to identify what my balance is because I think the word balance is very heavy. But
Yeah.
I like how you mentioned it. It's you just have to know how to prioritize.
Yes.
And for me, how I prioritize my time is, for example, like the simple things like cleaning my house, for example. That is something that I don't really love to do. So, like
But you gotta put it in the schedule.
Yeah.
So when I prioritize that I basically either I ask for help of someone or I do it myself. But I prefer like to ask the help of someone. So that's how I balance everything. Because if I have to clean my house and do all of those chores as well, then I would feel overwhelmed. So I
Overwhelmed,
think that's how I balance my life, by outsourcing a few of the stuff that I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what? That's something
And
that I learned.
planning.
Planning.
You're
I
planning.
agree that.
But I agree also with the outsourcing part, because it's something that at first I was like, I need to do it all by myself.
No,
And then I'm
girl.
like, but why do
You
I have
don't.
to?
Exactly.
Because I cannot afford to, outsource somebody to help me do it better, more efficient. And in the end, it's better for us all. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love
Yeah,
that, yeah.
outsourcing. That's
Yes,
like,
outsourcing, guys. you heard it here.
Yeah.
So of course, as we all know, we all have a busy work life.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask you guys, what's a guilty pleasure that you have when you need to take a break from it all? Ooh.
Ooh, for me, I'm not a person that is eating candies and cookies the whole day. But if I must, for me, that would be the Coco Douche pistachio ice cream.
Yeah.
oh my God, I love that.
Highly
yes.
recommend it.
Yes.
Well, if you're talking about sweets, I'm going to say something also because I mean, don't we all? But I love my tres leche cake from Roots and with a cup of coffee next to it. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Yes.
Definitely. How about you?
See, what was the question again? My guilty
Guilty
pleasure.
pleasure when you need to get a little bit away from it all.
If you have fun.
It doesn't have to be sweets.
No, I think for me it's watching reality shows. Like everything, I think because I'm single, like I don't have drama. So I love to watch like everyone's drama. So
You need a little bit of drama, but not yours.
So basically what I do is I watch like everything like love reality shows like Love Island, Temptation Island,
Okay.
Love is Blind. Like that's my guilty pleasure.
You know, I
like-
see your stories, so I love and I love your comments on it afterwards. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
What
that's my
about-
guilty pleasure.
It's like a little bit of each. I like sweets, and I like to unwind myself with seeing a program like whatever, a movie or whatever is on the TV. Yes. So as someone who leads, so let me go with you, Lucienne. As someone who leads by example, how do you refill your own cup when you feel drained?
Oh, this is a very good question.
Yes. Yeah, like for me, example, how I do that is I try to meditate. And by meditating, I try also to kind of, recall my power. Sometimes I need that to remind myself where I'm standing. And that's how I kind of refill myself with, positivism and, all the good vibes that I need to
Same.
keep on going. So that's how I refill myself. And also I love art. So
Yeah.
what I do paint, so I do all of those things to just get me out there and, let me feel good again.
See, the meditation part is very interesting because a few years ago, I came back 4 years ago back to the island. And I came back because of COVID, so at the end of COVID, and I had very heavy depression.
Yeah.
And during my depression, what got me out of it was meditation.
Okay.
But now I'm like 3.5 years without depression, so I'm very, very good, thank God.
Amazing.
And like everyone that's having depression and going through depression right now, like you're going to get out of it for sure. But right now, how I'm trying to recall my energy back is basically by isolating myself.
Okay.
I isolate myself a lot when, especially, I'm an empath, and an empath is basically someone that can absorb energy of other people very easily,
Okay.
and that drains me.
Yeah.
That drains me a lot. So that's why I isolate myself in order to fill my own cup. Or like teaching right now is really filling my own cup.
Yeah.
Because the students it's incredible. Like sometimes you're so stuck in your 9 to 5 and you have to be a certain person, you have to behave a certain way, you have to continuously think on the image that you're giving others, the authority figure that you would want to be. So it's very intense. And when I work with the students, you can just be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they fill my own cup because I know they can accept me for who I am.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They give you a
That's
different
nice.
perspective.
completely different
Completely.
perspective.
And it's your first time teaching, right?
It's my first time
Oh,
teaching.
nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a good. I feel like it's a good experience for you to broaden your how you go out there, how you present yourself, like you
Same.
said. Nice. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See.
Well,
What
for
about
me,
you?
it would be listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, listening to music. Sometimes I just dance around alone at home or with my kids. It's also meditation for sure, affirmations. I have this routine. Every single morning, I put one of those things on. And as I prepare myself to go to work, or I prepare my kids, I listen to either music or mainly the audiobooks or affirmations, meditation. And then all the way in the car, when I stop from work, when I'm done, going back home, I also put it on. I don't know, it just has a healing factor on me. And also when I take walks by the north coast of Aruba, or just by Eagle Beach, it really unwinds me.
Amazing.
And I'm curious now because I don't. It's not like I have a fetish, but I feel like it's a semi fetish. But I'm curious on the directors or people in the C-suite. What do they actually listen to? So, what are your type of music that you listen to?
My type of music, I'm all around. I'm all around. Merengue, doesn't matter. And it's funny because I'm usually seen as maybe I'm only listening to jazz or whatever.
See,
no,
exactly.
No. I love music and all types of music. There is a couple that I don't listen to, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
But for me, it's everything. And actually, the more I can dance, the better. I love it.
That's so true. The more you can dance, the
Yeah.
better.
Sometimes
You
it's
shake it
merengue.
off.
If you
You
see
get
me
it, you
on the
shake it
street
off.
and I'm singing, it's because, well, I'm unwinding.
Yeah, that's true.
Katie, you.
Well, me, I wanted to say, to be honest, the typical answer. That's true. I love going to drives by myself and watch the sunset. And I just got into, I call it coloring therapy. So with my markers and my coloring, I
Nice.
love it. Watching a show, it really helps me just unwind my mind,
Yeah.
really. But to be honest, what fills my cup personally, it's a little bit cheesy, but it is my boyfriend and my family. When I hang out with him, I mean, it's just different because I feel like I'm loose. Like I can, completely
Wow.
relax
He compliments you. Yeah.
very well.
Nice.
And of course, I don't live with my family either. So every time I go and visit my doggies and my sister and my brothers, I just love having that time of family time. And again,
Yeah.
since I'm not living with them, I feel like I need those special moments with them.
Yeah.
And when I just go home, I'm so happy and my cup is full again.
Well, yeah,
See,
Yes.
yeah.
see.
I also
Definitely
like
relates.
comedy movies. Oh my God, but the silliest ones.
I
Like the
agree.
most silliest ones that don't make sense.
And I don't know if to say it, but crime podcast. I love my crime podcast. In the morning, you think I'm just listening to music. Now I'm listening to crime podcast, driving to work.
Oh my god.
I just love it. But that's one of my guilty pleasures also. Crime podcast.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So of course we're on the same path that we're talking about how we fill our cup. But I want to ask you guys, whoever wants to answer first, and we kind of talked about those topics already. But how do you handle societal expectations that say a woman must do it all? Family, career, self-care. Woman must do it all. Lucienne,
Whew.
how do you handle those expectations?
Wow. I think maybe you can start first because I'm still trying to find the answer.
Yeah. How do I handle that? Well, it's a process, and of course, I've been an executive for some years right now. I think it's managing expectations. The most important thing is what you feel is right for you, how you see things, and how you're going to manage and navigate through those areas. Don't let anybody, and I mean anybody, influence that. Because I don't care what you expect. It's what I can do and what I cannot do at the moment.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how
I will not let you lead. Whatever expectation you have of me, that's yours.
That's true.
I'm not, and it's a learning process. I mean, it's not that I invented it, and no, I had to grow through it, and that's why I can say today that it's not what you expect of me, it's what I can deliver within the power I have and the space.
I like
So,
how you said that
yeah.
your expectation of me is what you have, because I feel like when growing up, learning, and you want to keep those expectations
Yeah.
high, and you fail.
Yeah.
You can fail. And then
Yeah.
you disappoint people and you don't want to disappoint them.
Yeah.
So then it's about boundaries also.
Yes, definitely.
Setting your boundaries
Yeah.
and see what your expectations are and what I can achieve instead of what
Exactly.
you think I can achieve by
Yes,
myself.
yes,
Yeah.
and don't disappoint yourself first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
are
yes.
first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the
Yes.
expectation in my case, like you just said, you learn as you grow. But I think one of the things that expectation taught me is that how to get better all the time. Because definitely we will disappoint some people, but those things also enhance you. Like, okay, now I know, let me do
It
it better.
enhances you.
Yes,
Yeah.
because sometimes it pushes me as well to be better and to do things differently and to open my eye to other options, which is how I do it.
And
Yeah, but
did
you don't
did-
have to be measured in my beliefs to what people expect of you.
No.
You don't get me wrong. You need to expect a lot from yourself. Don't think, oh, okay, I just did this podcast today, so I'm done for the day. No. Life goes on. You have work to do. You have responsibilities. However, back to the question on how do I manage that is by taking the approach that I just told you about.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, it's important. It's important because you're going to be totally insecure. Oh, they expect me to dress this way or to act this way or to do this.
That's true.
And you're not going to be in your power. You need to be grounded, really
Yeah.
grounded when you do stuff and you
It
know.
starts with you.
Same.
What about you? Did you think now?
See, actually, I have a following up
Okay, I like
question.
that.
So, what is your advice, or you girls' advice on how do you set expectation? How do you set boundaries without coming across very masculine, very selfish, very attitude-like? So how?
Well, you just said something. Sometimes, as a woman, you have that. People see you differently when you are strong, and when it's a man, they see it differently. Yeah, but I think it's nothing wrong to be a little bit masculine. It's nothing wrong to put your point on, and I'm not really a big believer in boundaries because in my kind of work, it doesn't really work sometimes. I really have to be open for everything and work surrounding around it. But definitely you have to know where you can, what you just said. You have to know where you can do what you can do and then take it from there. And then, you do your best. You do what you're best on. That's what
Yeah, well, I think the minute you feel disrespected or you don't like where something is going, it's very difficult, and it's something I'm learning as well at the moment. But you need to say it, and you need to say it in a respectful way. You need to say it in a calm way. You need to point it out because what will happen the next time? They will think, oh, okay, she's okay with that. And I'm just thinking maybe they're making a joke. You're in a meeting and they're making a joke about women and you don't feel good about it. Well, you need to set a line. And you know what? Whatever the outcome may be, that's going to be the outcome. But you've standed up for yourself in that regard. How to do it, when to do it, is totally difficult. It's something
Yeah.
I think we need to learn. And it's a process we need to go through.
And every situation is different as well. You will have to put the line, which are the situation that you will be like that, and which situation you will just like, you know
Choose
what?
your
It
battles.
doesn't really matter to me.
And
So I'm just gonna let it like.
And I've definitely heard the part like you're too strict or stuff like that because you set your boundaries, but it's just how you're not too strict. It's just
Yeah.
what your boundaries are.
Exactly.
And if they accept it, then they respect you. And if they don't, then you of course you can talk to them, but not everybody is going to respect you in the like in your life.
Yeah.
So you just have to know how to handle it and not take it as a personal attack either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what just Aileen just mentioned. I think to tap into that, it is true. You need sometimes to choose your battles and don't take it personally all the time. But if it affects you, definitely it's something you should be addressing,
Yes.
whether
Yes.
it's in the setting you are or
Yes.
separately in another setting, one-on-one, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me then, I am very good in setting boundaries and knowing what I want and going for what I want. But the thing that I'm struggling the most with, and that's why I asked as well, is how to do it without coming across too strict or too masculine or too this.
Yeah.
Is because my execution on when I say this is my boundary sometimes is a little bit too direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's too like maybe slightly borderline rude. So I am working on it a little bit.
Yeah,
But that is like
It's something
boundary
that I
setting.
learned also, not because I feel like in the beginning for me, it was borderline a little bit rude also. And to be honest, your face, how you say it, everything.
Everything matters.
Everything
Everything
matters.
matters.
So I
Body
really,
language, yeah.
I really taught myself how to get my point across without having like a face or
See.
my body language, like you mentioned. So it's about, to be honest, growing with yourself also.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally,
and seeing what
very
works
beautiful.
and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, because working with other person, you need to be careful. How do you say
Same.
things sometimes? Unfortunately, we have to because they can take it the wrong way.
Same.
And just what Sulaika said, if it's so, just go and say, you know what, I just meant this.
Same.
Just for you to know this is how. So I think that's the best way.
See.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Very
let's
good.
go to the next.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with Cady this time.
Okay.
And then Cady will, as a woman in business, how have you found positive ways to navigate challenges and play the game differently?
As a woman in business, I mean, in my field, well, there's a lot of people doing marketing, because I do marketing. But I feel like just playing, it's not playing the game, but playing the game with them. Just taking what I can from anyone that I meet, that it's marketing, and we're talking women and male, but I feel like no matter what, I take what I can when I work with everyone else.
Yeah.
I take the good parts, what I want to learn, maybe what I want to adapt to my own strategies, and also maybe not the so good parts, and see, oh, he does that, maybe I don't want to be a person that does this. So I learn how to do it differently. So I feel like that's how I navigate. But yeah, I feel like you guys have a better answer.
No, that was good. That was good.
Who wants to go next?
Okay, yes. So for me, what is the question again? Girl,
I can read
As a
it.
woman,
I didn't have breakfast.
they will come, don't worry. So as a woman in business, how have you found positive ways to navigate challenges and play the game differently?
Oh, see, why do I always start the answer with, ooh.
Those questions in your field, it's a lot of. I mean, the tech field is male dominated. I'm not sure yet, but
See.
yeah, I feel like that's why we were like, it's a good question to see how you handle.
See.
Those challenges in a
yeah.
positive way.
See, so for me is, so do we define playing the game as like corporate politics and those type of things, or how do we define playing the game? Is it just how do you maneuver within
how
the
do you,
industry?
yeah, there you go.
Maneuver.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, it's building genuine connections with people. Like if I have, of course, not for everyone, it's possible to build a genuine connection when you work. However, for me, that is a that is a plus. Like if we can build a genuine connection with each other, then we're going to work very nicely, very smoothly with each other. And then if we have disagreements or discussions or whatever that's a little bit negative, then I'm sure like I accept you for who you are and you accept me for who I am, so we don't take anything personally.
Yeah.
So that is how I maneuver around situations with people that I have a genuine, that I work with that are genuine and I have a genuine connections with. And people that I unfortunately don't have like a genuine connection, because that's normal, that's okay.
Yeah.
What I do then is I keep it very much work related.
Yeah.
I keep it work related, and I love work, so for me that's always a positive thing.
Yeah.
So that's basically how I maneuver, separating the personal connection and the work connection very easily.
Okay.
I like that.
That is,
Okay.
yeah.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Same.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of truth in that. I think indeed the personal connection, building relationships is very important in that regard, as well as what you already said, Cady. I think yes, learning from other people and respect each other is essential in this. And we're gonna have setbacks. I mean, life is up and downs, and you don't have the ups without the downs.
Exactly.
So I think embracing that and taking it as it goes and with a positive mindset does help in that journey being women in business or in leadership roles.
Yes, I think challenges in my case, I get challenges almost every day. So the way that I do it is most of the time I sit with my team and we think strategic thinking, and we see how we're gonna handle the situation. Either it's a situation on my job or it's a situation in the team. We always try to strategically make it happen. So that's how I handle those challenges more positive as possible in my case. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, since you guys mentioned you like to listen to podcasts, Aileen likes to read books, you like to watch TVs, reality shows. But of course, I know, again, I watch your stories. I follow you on LinkedIn. I know you read, you research a lot, you read, and of course, I think you listen to some podcasts also? Yes. So I know you like to give comments on that, but I want to ask all of you, what are some of your top books, podcasts, resources that helped shape your leadership style?
Ooh. Yes.
For me, I'm just going to say it right away. It's the 4 Agreements book, but it's more personally. So I feel like working on myself personally helped a lot with how I led the group. Led our
You just
group.
took the words out of my mouth.
Okay.
Because I really and truly believe in that. I don't think a book or a podcast helped me to be a better leader per se. I think it's working on myself intensively and structurally and constantly. So books for me, recent books, I mean, there's so many books I've gone through, but recent books would be definitely The Habits of Emotional Intelligence. You can find it on Audibles. It would be Atomic Habits. And Don't Believe Everything You Think. In short, recent books, top 3 that I would mention that helped me, are helping me a lot in my leadership role. And many podcasts about Jay Shetty and Louis. Those are the things that really help me shape the person I am, and then therefore makes me a better leader.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the 3 books that really helped me then. It's The Power of Now, and I really loved how you said it, which is you have to work on yourself in order for you to be a better version for other people as well. Yes. And one of my mentors a few years ago, that was the biggest advice that he could give me. Whenever we sat together, I always thought, okay, when you receive a mentor, that mentor is supposed to help you with your hard skills. But my mentor really focused on my soft skills, and I'm like, meneer, like let's go to the hard skills. Like, what are you doing? Like, you
Let's skip this.
let's move on. Pero he was like, Lucienne, the biggest thing you could improve and work on is yourself,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that
It is.
going to shine outside,
Yeah.
and other people are going to catch on it.
Yeah.
So The Power of Now is one book that really,
Yes.
really helped me.
Yes.
And what really shapes me, helps to shape me as a leader as well, is by knowing the content and
Yeah.
the content of the hard skills that I have to put in on a daily basis. So any product management book that I read helps me a lot. And Marty Kagan is one of the product management experts in like internationally. So he's the one that I love the most.
Yeah.
And those are 2. Like 3, maybe those are the system books and those type of
Yeah.
things that
Yeah,
I
of
really
course.
like.
But The Power of
there's
Now, I've learned that book
Now,
too.
I'm
It's
going to read
amazing.
that.
It's
Power
good.
of Awareness, also really good one.
And how to win friends and influence people.
People, yes.
That is
Oh, I
also
saw that
that
book,
is a
but-
good one.
Okay. Yes.
That's a very good one.
influence
It's
people.
very good one. It gives you like basic like strategic moves that you can implement on a daily basis.
Yes.
Okay.
For example, like I know now that when you enter a room and you introduce yourself. If you want to set yourself in a position that you're more a authority figure, then you introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Lucienne Lacle. So you say your first name and your last name because it's going to command a little bit more power than if you only say, hi, my name is Lucienne, you know? So that's what I do now. And as well, this was Obama's strategy. which was he knew everyone's first name and he greeted everyone's first
By
name.
the first name. Yeah. Yeah.
And
You create a different impact.
Yeah.
in the
yes,
person.
and
Yes.
people feel good when they hear their name.
Yes.
That's so true.
That's
Yeah.
what the book taught me, and that is what I am implementing on a daily basis.
Yeah. One of the tips they say is like, Lucienne, okay, hi, Lucienne. So I
Uh-huh.
repeat
Yeah,
your
you
name.
repeat the
See,
name.
I repeat the name.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That is
yes.
a good
See,
tip.
that's why when I met you upstairs, I'm like, okay, Sulaika,
Sulaika.
you know? So I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I must say I'm really bad in names. So for me, it's a
Me
challenge.
too.
but-
Name is not my cookie, but I try. I really try
I
because
do remember faces though.
me too.
Zuzu.
That's easy. But I love the personal connection that you have when you say somebody's first name. Yes.
It's important.
What
I
about
think,
you?
I think one of the books that it's a long time ago when I started reading, it was Think and Grow Rich. That book really changed my mindset. That was the first book I read a long time ago, which gave me that click. And after that, I read most of the books that you just said. I read them all. But you know what you just said about mentorship and coaching? We do that as well, a lot. Yes, I do. Me and Jennifer, we really invest in that because I think that is what guides you a little bit. Even though that you read a lot of books, sometimes you really have to talk about things and see other perspectives. So we do that as well. And I think that is one of the things that have helped us a lot in our growth
See, and even I feel like if you are a mentor, mentoring someone,
as well.
you learn so much.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
like as a teacher right now at the university, like so when you're in corporate, you have your vision, and
Yeah.
your vision is always surrounding around you.
Yeah.
Okay, what is my next step in my career? But as a teacher, you have to identify your teacher's vision, and
Yeah.
your teacher's vision is basically how are you going to prepare these students to enter the workforce?
Yes.
So I am helping them with the content, but I am mentoring them as well.
Yeah.
And that is helping me so much. Like I think they're helping me more than I'm helping them.
It's amazing.
It's insane. See.
And this is amazing because actually we go through it as well in our team. We do have to coach them and we have
See.
to mentor them all the time.
Yeah.
So for us, it's very important for them to also do really well in all of what they're doing. So this is definitely something that we can relate.
See.
Yes.
See.
No, but it's important. I mean,
see.
you have to have a mirror in front of you, and then if you have a skilled people helping you with that,
Yes.
and the essence of coaching is having you think about solutions as
Yes.
well, right? So they're not going to tell you, okay, just do this, and then it's going to be fixed. Now, how do you think you can achieve this or do
Yeah.
that? And the work is inwards, internal.
It is.
Yes.
inwards.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
it's important in addition to reading, to meditating, to going
Yeah.
to school, educating yourself. It's essential in your career and growth. Yeah.
I'm so excited, ladies. This is our last question. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes. Already.
Bring it on.
So this is a great question, and I think it's going to be very interesting, the answers. If you had 60 seconds to convince every woman listening that she is capable of greatness, what would you say?
Who wants to go first?
Me, I'm going to do it a little bit street style
Say it.
because
Do
that's
it,
like-
do it.
Me, I would just say, girl, you're a bad bitch, and
There
let's
you
get
go.
it. Like,
I love it.
stand up. No, like,
Let's go.
so yeah,
Let's get
literally.
it.
So that's
The world is yours.
Yes.
It's your runway.
See, love it. That's
true.
literally.
But if you walk like that with the confidence,
Yeah.
you
Oh my
will
God.
feel
It's
it
mine. I'm
also.
taking it.
Literally, like every time I enter work, I'm like, okay, this is my runway. So I'm like, I walk, and I'm like, everyone's
You
along
own
with
it.
me. Yeah, literally.
Amazing. Amazing. I would say believe in yourself, focus. Their life is not linear, so there are going to be downs, and there's definitely going to be ups. And believe in your dreams. People are always going to try and sidetrack you or
Anche ultimo.
think that you cannot do something for whatever reason. And you need to be very clear in your mind what you want
Yes.
and go and do it. It
Yes.
might take you a year, it might take you 6 months, it might take you 10 years, but believe in your guts and have purpose in life, have purpose. And it doesn't matter if you're an executive, a leader. This comes for everyone, little girls, single moms.
Yes.
Um,
Everybody.
if you're not in a good position right now, just, work for it, do the job, and you will definitely reach that is what you
You will
most
see the results.
Yeah,
I think you
aspire.
just said everything, but I will add, just dream big.
Yeah.
Just dream as big and
Yeah, but
bigger.
it's acting as well.
Yes,
You
acting.
have to put in the work.
Yes, you have to. You have to
Yeah.
dream big and then put the work.
Yeah.
And just go after it.
Yeah.
Like you know what? If you have fear, that is the signal that is the right thing to do.
That's the fire.
Follow
in
the
you.
gods.
That is the fire that you need to just
Yes.
go for it.
Yes, follow the guts, follow the
Yeah.
guts. And what you said, just put it on and walk
Yes.
with it.
I love it.
Lang
Wear
Tariba.
it every single
Stand
day,
up.
ladies.
Okay, so we're at the end now, but I do want to finish this episode by asking you guys, well, it's a question, but it's called Dream Big Challenge.
Oh,
okay?
alright.
So I want to ask you guys, if you had 24 hours as the most powerful woman in the world, what would you do? You can think about it for a second, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Cady, you can start and then we can.
Well, I thought about it. I was like searching out what should I answer in this, because you're the most powerful woman, right?
Yeah.
But for me, well, I wrote my answer down, but I I am going to try to say it. However, I would like to gather up powerful leaders in the world together. Including me, of course. No, but gather up power. You guys make me laugh.
Of course.
Of course.
Me
No.
included.
Exactly.
But I do want to gather up powerful people in the world and make change in business law, in education law, in the system, healthcare, how everything is set up. And of course, 24 hours is so short. So implement laws that will change, that will create an impactful future
Yeah.
for us all.
So if I had 24 hours,
Yes.
I would restructure the current e-government project that was started, I think, in 2021.
Not sure, but
2021, I think in 2021, but I would 24 hours, grab everyone together, restructure the project, and try to implement something in that 24 hours that is tangible for us to continue growing with the e-government project.
agree.
So that is what I would do in 24 hours, because that's going to have so much impact on the island, so much impact. So yes,
Nice.
that's what I would do.
I love your answer.
Yeah. Well, 24 hours wouldn't be enough, but
Yes.
you only gave me 24 hours,
Yes,
right?
unfortunately.
And it's a dream, so bear with me. I will gather every single person I can to work on certain areas. And for me, I would start indeed in that we're talking about leadership and women, gathering all around the world people that can coach and manage these ladies in sessions, in groups, make education accessible, and especially higher education accessible for every single one, starting from children up to grown women that haven't reached that point in life as yet. And I would definitely make sure that we end the wars around the world.
Yes,
Yes.
peace,
I-
love,
That's the
and
first
happiness.
thing I will sign. I will probably fire some presidents around the world, but it doesn't matter. I will definitely start with that as well. I have a big team around me. That's why I'm powerful, and
Yes,
I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna
exactly.
sleep in those 24 hours until all of that is done. But I think especially make education accessible for everyone, starting from the little ones up to ladies that want to become something in life. And also promoting entrepreneurship, making sure, it's when I see especially youngsters or even children's like doing their own businesses and trying to make something out of life, that inspires me so much.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
So, and that would be also part of the education system in empowering these children and women and men in disadvantaged
men.
positions
See, very
to,
good.
to
I
become
agree.
yes, to become more entrepreneurial in their daily lives. Help them help themselves,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's mine is almost the same.
I would just
can
wanted to say, because when we-
it's almost the same as just to put all the young women in contact with successful leaders, where they can mentor them and
special programs
Yeah, special
around
programs.
the world,
Yes.
not only locally, and then
yeah.
connect all these ladies and gentlemen together. Let's not forget about them.
Yeah, so they can inspire also the next generation
Yes.
because that's what we need.
Yes.
This the next generation to
Yes.
step up and to be bigger than us and to do more than us. So thank you so much, ladies. This was amazing.
Thank
What a
you.
great conversation.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for this.
You guys want to add anything else before you leave? Unfortunately.
I'm curious on just one question.
Of course.
What do you girls think? Why is Women's Day important? Why? And the reason I'm asking is because in the past years, I didn't really know why it's important. I was like, but why do we have to celebrate Women's Day? Aren't we degrading ourselves even more because we're celebrating Women's Day? So since I've been to Colombia last year, I've realized what the importance is of Women's Day. So I'm curious, what do you guys find important? Why is this important?
I think for me, it is a reminder of everything that us as women and that we have the privilege because it's not everywhere achieve. That for
Yes.
me is a big, big one because I know there's certain part in the world where they don't have a voice and we are the voice for them. So this is a very important moment to get it out there. Whatever you have to say, that's the moment to do it. It's just the spotlight on us.
Celebrate women. I mean,
Sí.
why not, right? But I like the question. It's very sharp. It's like, yeah, why? Well, it's interesting because of that. I think there's also Men's Day in November.
Yeah,
but we
in
have
November
They give
19th.
them a day. They give them a
do
day.
know
I think
the
it
Men's
stems
Day.
from the past, right? Where women weren't treated equally and stuff
Same.
like that, and a lot has changed. I'm very privileged to be working with so many gentlemen in my profession, and never have felt the indifference in any setting. So. It's still nice to have a day to celebrate women, celebrate our success, and maybe inspire the younger generation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That we can do whatever it is we put our minds to. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's celebrating us, but also the people that celebrates us.
Yeah.
So all the support that we have from my boyfriend, your husbands, your family,
Yeah.
your dad, whatever. It's just celebrating us, but also them in the same time.
Yes.
And I feel like women are beautiful. We're
Yay!
beautiful human beings.
Yeah.
So we want to celebrate us, right?
Yes, and in our team, we are all
accomplishments.
women, so I love to empower each other.
Yes.
I love
Good.
that, and
Beautiful.
whatever I can do to do that,
Yeah.
that's kind of a mission of ours. Also to kind of enhance each other, and that's
Yeah.
why we are here today.
Yes,
Nice.
congratulations
Yes.
on that, because I can
Thank you.
really see that in both properties, how you embrace all these women and try to empower them and do so good for the community and
Yes.
charity work, as well as the little girls that are the daughters or the sons of the agents working with you guys,
Yes.
always involving them.
Yes.
I think we should have more of that in our community because
you.
it's definitely something to be proud of and applaud.
Thank
so,
you.
Thank you for today.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We had a really amazing time. No, it was super good. So,
Thank you.
to our followers, thank you for listening. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. And please subscribe, share, like everything. And we'll see you definitely on our next episode. Stay bold and stay brilliant. Bye.